Brought to you straight from the Koffler Bulldog Studios at Bryant University, this is the Bryant News Broadcast. Hosted by Mike Cronin and Sarah Larrabee. Featuring Nolan Thompson with the weather, Brian Walsh with sports, and Chad Savo with the Bryant Update. This episode is sponsored by the Media Production Club.
Hi, and welcome to the Bryant News Broadcast. I'm Mike Cronin.
And I'm Sarah Larrabee. Mike, we have a great episode tonight.
We do. We got a lot going on. We have an interview. I'll be interviewing one of the co-chairs of Eye to Eye, which is a big show coming up this Friday, but that interview will air today as well.
And then we have big news. It's our 1-year anniversary. 1 year ago, we started this Bryant News broadcast, and we're still doing it, improving it every week, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it's been a year, but the time flies, and it's been a lot of fun so far.
So stay tuned. We have a great episode for you tonight.
Well, traveling through airport security is usually a hassle as it is, and now that inconvenience will be getting even worse. New procedures across the country will now require passengers to have a full body scan done. Well, if you refuse that, then the TSA will perform an aggressive pat-down of your body, and if you furthermore refuse that, then they'll just slap a $10,000 fine on you. Some travelers say that airport security has gone too far, while others would rather be safe than sorry.
A rare event in American history. The prestigious Medal of Honor was awarded to Staff Sergeant Sal Giunta on Tuesday. Giunta was a specialist serving with the 2nd Battalion, 503rd Infantry Regiment on his second tour of duty in Afghanistan when his unit was attacked during October of 2007. One of his fellow soldiers, Josh Brennan, was hit multiple times during the attack and was being dragged away by Taliban fighters until Giunta began firing at them and was able to rescue Brennan. Unfortunately, both Brennan and the medic that arrived, Hugo Mendoza, lost their lives that night. But for Giunta, it was his bravery and his willingness to help his wounded brothers that earned him this honor. President Obama described Giunta as the kind of soldier who leaves you absolutely convinced that this is what America is all about, end quote. However, Giunta's message is different. He says it's a great thing, but it's a great thing that has come at a personal loss to both myself and so many other families. This is the first time this award has been given to a member of the armed forces since 1976.
Well, Sarah, it's such a sad yet inspiring story. You never see many alive soldiers receive the Medal of Honor. A lot of them have been killed in combat, but I mean, this story is just incredible. Yeah,
my comment about it is just we hear so many negative stories that come out of the war in the Middle East, and it's nice to know that the people who are fighting for our freedom are doing it with their whole heart.
Very courageous story.
All right, here's Nolan with a look at our weather.
Thanks, guys. Well, taking a look at the radar, this is exactly what you can expect for the rest of the week. And as you take a further look at the weekly forecast, you can see that we're looking at rain tomorrow on Wednesday, 90% chance of that, and temperatures in the low 50s to the high 40s for the majority of the week. You expect some clouds, but on Friday, expect a beautiful day. That's your weather this week. Now over to Brian with sports.
Thank you, Nolan. Manny Pacquiao this week dominated Antonio Margarito on Saturday night at Cowboys Stadium. Floyd Mayweather, you better want to run right now because Pacquiao's dominated everyone who is anyone. Halfway through the fight, it should have stopped because of how badly Margarito was getting dominated. This is the 8th title in a different weight class he has. This proves Pacquiao is the best fighter of his generation. I want to see the super fight, the fight between the two, but I figure it'll never happen. Pacquiao would dominate Mayweather and maybe even end his career, in my opinion. Mayweather should man up and fight if he really wants to prove that he is the best. Now, what do the Buffalo Bills and the 2008 Lions have in common? Nothing, as of Sunday when the Bills won their first game over them 14-12. Fitzpatrick got it done early, and unlike with other teams, the Lions did not have the strength to power back. The Lions through this game set a record for most consecutive road losses with 27. Dallas this week is revamped after beating the Giants 33-20. And I feel that this week, Dallas is going to make it 28 for the Lions. As for the Bills, I believe they go on to win 3 games this season. Mike?
Thanks, Brian. Well, this weekend marks the beginning of the end for the Harry Potter movies. Very sad. Part 1 of the Deathly Hallows comes out on Friday or Thursday night at midnight for those of you that are ambitious. Fandango has already reported that hundreds of sellouts across the country for the weekend. So if you can't wait to see all your favorite characters from Hogwarts, then you better fly on over to the movie theaters and pick up your tickets ASAP.
Conditions in the island country of Haiti have worsened yet again. Not only is the cholera outbreak spreading to hundreds and thousands of more Haitians, violence and riots have broken out in numerous places around the region. The latest Ministry of Public Health report said that as of Sunday, over 1,000 people have died and almost 17,000 more are hospitalized. The United Nations Stabilization Mission in Haiti, better known by their acronym of MINUSTAH, was established in 2004 to try and help stabilize the country and provide economic and governmental growth. However, rumors are now surfacing, blaming these members of this organization for bringing the deadly cholera bacteria to the country. Haitians have heard the reports, and towns are now erupting in violence to try and rid all UN officials from their lands. At least one Haitian rioter was killed and 6 more injured in fighting over this past weekend. As always, we will continue to monitor the situation and bring you more information as it becomes available.
Well, it seems like every week now we have a story about them, and it just doesn't seem like things are getting better over there.
A few weeks ago, I said, "Oh, why aren't they in the headlines? Why aren't awareness being raised?"
Right.
This was not what I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else to do besides raising awareness and telling the public about the issues that they are facing down there, and hopefully it just gets better for them.
Yeah, in time.
In time.
All right, we're going to turn over to Chad now with your Bryant updates.
For the 3rd time in 4 years, Bryant's chapter of the Collegiate Entrepreneurs Organization is voted the best in the country for their work fostering students' entrepreneurial spirits. Competition was close as more than 140 chapters from around the country, including Bentley, Boston College, Columbia, and Georgetown, among many others, submitted applications explaining why they should be the chosen one. Perhaps a harbinger of good things to come, the first Bryant CEO meeting in September attracted nearly 200 students. Nearly half of the 14 executive board members currently run their own business. In other news, last Saturday our Bryant Bulldogs beat number 25 ranked Robert Morris 27-21. This is the first time the Bulldogs beat a ranked opponent since transitioning to Division I membership. Simon Wagstaff's 80-yard interception was the longest in school history and his 11th on the year, which makes him tied for the record of most interceptions in a career. Jordan Brown leads the NEC Conference in nearly every, if not all, rushing categories. The win moved the Bryant Bulldogs to 6-0 at home for the first time in school history. Back to you, Sarah.
Now for our interview of the month. Mike is talking to a co-chair of one of the biggest performances on campus. With more on this story, here's Mike.
Well, Eye to Eye is a student-run production here at Bryant by the International Student Organization. The event will be happening this Friday at 8 p.m. And today I am joined by one of the co-chairs of this event, Naomi Kamiya. Naomi, thank you for joining us on the show today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Well, I think a lot of people have a misconception of what Eye to Eye is. So could you give me just a brief explanation of what it is for those students who don't know?
Well, Eye to Eye is actually a show, one of the biggest shows on campus, and it is run, like you said, by the International Student Organization. And it is not exactly a cultural show because some stereotypes are perceived by people with the word cultural. However, it is a show that just shows different cultures that are here present on Bryant campus.
Okay, that's awesome. Now, what is the theme this year? I know you guys have a theme every year.
Well, we try to keep it very secret this year until recently, but the show, it is called Double or Nothing Around the Globe, and it is influenced by the show Deal or No Deal, which obviously some people have seen. And what will happen is one of the lucky winners from the crowd will be able to play on stage and be the lucky winner of the winning prize, which will be revealed at the end of the show.
Okay, so you're not going to tell us today what that prize is?
Sorry, you'll have
Any
to
hints?
go to the show.
Okay, all right, that's fair enough. Now, what does Eye to Eye actually stand for?
Eye to Eye is actually not an acronym, but it literally means eye to eye. So what it is because all the performers and people that are involved in the show, we all come together to perform for the audience, and we will basically see eye to eye. You will see all the different cultures and folkloric backgrounds of each different country presented.
Now you said everyone coming together. How many people are actually involved? I don't need an exact number, but is this a really big production?
There's roughly a little more than 150
Wow.
people
Really?
involved, yes, including us, the chairs, the performers, the scene leaders, and obviously the backstage crew, which we would not be able to work if it weren't for them.
Wow, so really big production.
Yes.
How long have you guys been practicing for?
Well, we started a few weeks off after school started, and we've been holding practices for a month. And scenes practice twice a week for an hour, and now obviously this week and last week practices have been longer and more intense. So it's been basically since the beginning of the semester.
Now you said different scenes. Is this, each scene is just part of the big overall theme, or do they represent different things?
Well, since it is around the globe, we will be going literally around the globe for each different country. For example, a brief glance. There will be Brazil, there will be China, Greece, India, all these different countries, and obviously each different one will show and educate the audience of what cultural aspects they have.
Very interesting. So it's run by the International Student Organization,
Yes.
or ISO, for those who know it.
Yes.
And you're one of the co-chairs. So what is your role in all of this?
Well, Jahaira Negron is the vice president of ISO, so she's the director. She runs the show. And Monique Austin, which is the assistant director of the ICC, the Intercultural Center. She's our advisor. And I'm the co-chair along with Sonali Shah and Danica Kwan. Danica Kwan is in charge of the backstage, and me and Sonali basically do everything Jahaira cannot do, or everything that she tells us to do, as, for example, get the costumes for the scenes, make sure that the performers are going to the practices, us literally going to the practice and making sure that they are doing what they're supposed to do, and making sure that the scene looks good for the audience.
Now, Naomi, you are a senior.
Yes.
So this is your 4th year doing it, I'm
Yes.
assuming. So what does this mean for you to be involved with this, and for this being your last year doing it?
Well, I actually started my freshman year and sophomore year as a performer, and then last year I was a scene leader, and this year I decided to, just go the extra mile and become a co-chair. And I just really like to be involved with.
All right, so the event is this Friday at 8 p.m.,
Yes.
but the doors open at 7, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so now where can people go to get tickets, and how much will they be?
Tickets will be sold in the Rotunda today, tomorrow, and Thursday, $5 with Bryant D, 7 without. And the day of the show, Friday, we will not be selling them in the Rotunda, and they will be $10 at the door.
Okay, very good. Well, Naomi, thank you very much for being on the show
Thank
today.
you for inviting me.
And we will be there. Hope to see you guys there too at Eye to Eye this Friday at 8 p.m. From all of us here at the Bryant News Broadcast and Channel 68, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.